Now, it's time for the Varsity Radio Show. Here's your host, Seth Henniger.
Man, what great music, Steven. That was fantastic. Hey, we are back. We are in the seat on 88.5 JFM, the Varsity Radio Show. And what makes each show so fantastic, I truly believe it's the people who are in this studio. And I'm so excited to introduce you to a new co-host with me today, my good friend Andrew Brock. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
Just living the dream.
That's right.
He's got a beard. It's strong. It's strong. It's beautiful. Something I learned about my man over here, and Stephen may relate. He loved VeggieTales like he had a son and they watched VeggieTales, but the fun part is he used to have a VeggieTales CD before his son, so it, like, no
I've always been a VeggieTales music fan, man. They were underrated
Larry
in
Boy.
the music department.
Larry Boy, Stephen.
I know, right?
I know. Anyway, also in the studio, I say also, that's such an underrated, understated statement. He is the Willy Wonka of radio. He pushes the buttons, slides the sliders, and makes the Oompa Loompas appear. He is my friend, Steven Spiegel.
What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. Got a really good show lined up. Got a lot of fun videos, some amazing athletes. It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be fun.
It really will be.
We have Douglas in the studio. They're going to be here. Actually, Andrew Brock is from that area.
That's right.
So what is in Douglas?
Well, we have one red lot.
Yes!
It's really, we were proud when we got that.
Come on, somebody.
We have a really good grocery store.
Yeah.
The Food Value,
Yes.
also known as the Food Value.
Come on.
Run by the mayor.
Nice.
And a very, very good grocery store. We also have a good hardware store, Dollar General.
Nice.
And I'm running out of things to say.
Okay, which will bring me to something else that y'all probably have there. And we're going into that with Meme of the Week. Check this out.
Memes of the Week.
Hey, my first meme, I love this. I don't know if you've ever watched Peppa Pig. I'd like to tell you that I've never watched it and not laughed, but I have. And it's funny. So, you live in Douglas, and I figured maybe this is how the puzzle may look right here. So, you got a picture of Peppa the Pig, and it says 500-piece puzzle. Do you see that?
I see that.
What is under that 500-piece puzzle?
Well, it looks like an unfinished sausage product of some sort.
Yes. Peppa did not survive this bad day. Anyway, 500-piece puzzle. And also in Douglas, he went to Piggly Wiggly, okay? I'm just joking with the eggs. It's got, what, 2.5 dozen eggs?
That's like equivalent to a 2-carat diamond ring right now.
I think so. I absolutely...
in Douglas, we got a lot of people who raise their own chickens. We're way ahead of the game right now.
Right. Which I've seen some of the funniest raising chicken memes ever in the last 2 weeks. But and then there's this next one. Little shout out to my administrative assistant and her parking abilities here at the church. I pick on her, Elizabeth. But obviously, and it's a picture of a car with buggy surrounding in this car, and it says obviously someone was very upset with the way this person parked.
I feel like if you're gonna park that badly, you
deserve it, right?
And you need to have a good excuse. Like you need to have either like a really, really nice car,
in a rush?
a really nice car, or
Yeah.
a really big truck, or something like that.
This car's neither, right?
Yeah, but the grocery carts, that was a lot of effort.
Yeah, somebody was real mad.
Yeah.
So, as the teenagers would say, big mad, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, Andrew, I know you remember this.
Oh, I remember.
Okay, Andrew's got a year on me. He's a whole year older than me. And so I know he grew up in the same time that me and Steven did. And so it says kids exploring ancient ruins. You want to explain what they're looking at?
Well, of course, they're looking at a payphone. You know what I realized last year that made me feel really old?
What is that?
You know the classic Garth Brooks song, Calling Baton Rouge?
Maybe.
Yep, I do.
Yeah, operator, won't you put me on through? These kids have no idea the context of that song.
Right,
Some of them like Garth Brooks, which is good. Garth Brooks is still really popular.
And they may like the song.
Operator, won't you put me on through? And he's like, talk to my girl just one more time. They have no idea because none of them have ever used a payphone.
The only thing that would have made what you just said better is if you had sang it.
I'm no Garth Brooks.
Come on, man. Anyway, that's beautiful. It's beautiful. And then this, do you know who that is, Steven?
No idea.
Okay, this guy looking kind of creepy. It says, when you realize you're the same age as an old people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I realized that a couple years ago.
I had this moment on the Varsity Radio Show last time we had Arab in here, and I went to Arab, and I look at the girls and I say, hey, I graduated Arab, and they said, when? I said 2004. They said, that's the year we were born.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had that moment.
So y'all are only confronted with it every now and then, occasionally.
Right.
But as a school teacher, I'm confronted with it every single day.
Right.
You know, I see the dates that these kids were born, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
and then I see my friends' kids walk through the door in high school.
Yeah.
And I'm not young anymore. Can't claim to be young.
So, Andrew, when was that moment you realized you were old?
When was the moment?
Yeah.
I'll think back to a couple years ago when I was teaching up here at Marshall Tech.
Yeah.
And it was the first time that one of my friends from school and their daughter comes through on an 8th grade tour and walked into my classroom.
Nice.
And I thought, it's here.
Yeah.
I'm finally at the day where I see my friends' kids in my classroom.
Nice. Steven, when was that moment for you?
Oh, man. I was a youth pastor. I was making reference to, it was a movie.
Yeah.
That I thought everybody should know. It was
Right?
like Star Wars or something, and they had no clue. It was awful.
There is no excuse,
That's
even for
just
you
a-
young guns, not to
Yeah.
have watched Star Wars.
That's just a lack of education
Yes.
right there.
Yes. That wasn't your fault, Steven.
That's a parental failure.
You did your thing.
I know, right?
We believe in you. And there's this picture of Loki in the middle of the desert, and it says, my bed, after I ate some cookies in it, laying in the sand.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever had that experience?
One time, and I learned my lesson.
Never did again.
Trying to teach my son that same lesson, like don't bring the chips or the cookies into the bed.
Right. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. And I got, a 3 and a 5-year-old. Sometimes they crawl up in the bed, and when we don't want to get up, when we want to be lazy for the moment, my wife gives them like Cheerios or something, and somehow I come back that night and find them everywhere. I'm like, what happened to my bed?
Yeah. It's temporary joy, but it's not worth it.
Right.
Not worth it.
Can I tell you about somewhere that's not temporary with the joy, and that's Charburger. They're the home of the famous Char Grilled Wildcat Burger, Philly cheesesteak, jumbo crispy onion rings. Never a disappointment, never unsatisfying. That's the Charburger. And then B&B Video Games. We love this owner. He is fantastic. He has a video game, a retail store in the front, 80 style. Have you ever been to this place? 80 style arcade in the back.
I've not been there.
Now I'm gonna take you back. I'm gonna take you back. You don't even have to carry around a pocket full of change to play in that arcade. There's about 50 arcade games. You pay once, you play all day. It's really fun.
That's awesome.
And they got 5 games in there that were actually in the filming of season 2 of Stranger Things.
Wow.
So, pretty cool. You can be a part of movie history, B&B Video Games. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, but we want you to come on over to @Varsity Radio Show on Facebook Live, and we'll be back with FCA and Moment of the Week soon.
It's Toby Mack and Blessing Offer with the goodness right here on the Varsity Radio Show.
Awesome. Steven, what's the funniest thing that happened to you over the weekend?
Oh, the funniest thing that happened to me over the weekend.
Yeah. You look like you have such a fun life.
Let me think.
Andrew, I'm going to ask you the same.
Give me some time to think
I
about
got
that one.
you. I believe in you.
Okay. Yo, go ahead. I got to check some stuff out.
He's a party waiting to happen. Steven. He's a full.
So what was the funniest thing that happened to you over
To
the
me,
weekend?
I went to a camp, and I can't think of what it was, but whenever you're with teenagers, and I was with 600 of them, not from my youth group, obviously,
Right.
but all over the state. And Andrew, have you done youth ministry? I haven't. Okay,
yes.
So Andrew, one of the funniest things about youth ministry, if you're a teenager there, I want you to come on Facebook Live. I want you to say, yeah, when I say this, because this is true. When you go to a big youth event, it doesn't matter what denomination, doesn't matter. I've been to many different ones. The random yelling out for absolutely no reason.
Right.
It happens.
Oh, it happens
For
constantly.
no reason.
Especially with
Like-
popular slogans.
Yes,
You'll
yeah.
hear a Red Robin, and then they'll just want somebody
Everybody,
to say, yum.
Oh, and then everybody will just start clapping for no reason.
Yeah.
These places, I
If you're
would
in Alabama,
say,
you'll inevitably hear a Roll Tide.
yeah.
And they'll want to hear one back.
And then you hear screaming out of just for no reason at all.
Yeah.
And I in youth ministry, I can't explain that phenomenon. It generally happens in lines or large rooms.
Yes. Especially the lines waiting to get into a
In the
concert.
foods, yeah.
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 That's notorious for something like that.
I don't think it's denominational. I think it's teenage.
It is.
Is it?
And I'll tell you this too,
I
as
think
an FFA advisor. So we go to the National FFA convention
Yeah.
most years
Yeah.
because we've had a lot of national recognition and things like that. And the
Nice.
same thing happens up there. When everybody's waiting in line, then you're going to hear some of that type of stuff.
It's so funny too,
Yeah.
because the things that you hear in those moments, and so
I like it because sometimes as adults we can get real tense
yeah,
in those moments.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
waiting to get in, and
Yeah.
we're trying to keep a schedule and all that kind of stuff. And then you got this kid back here that's just trying to have fun, and it sometimes it helps me to just kind of chill a little bit and just remember, hey, we're up here to have fun.
yeah. I like it. I like one of my favorite things is the slow clap. Like, just
Yeah.
like, where did that come from? And inevitably you got the junior high kid. I got one in my youth group. It's so funny. I'm not going to name names, but he comes up with a gimmick every time. I really think it's to impress girls.
Oh yeah. Well, I hope
I'm
so.
like, where did you come up with that? And I love it. Honestly, I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah. So we're about to have FCA. Super excited. You worked with FCA, Andrew. You worked with it
Yes.
at Douglas, don't you?
Yeah,
So-
I'm one of our FCA sponsors at Douglas. We have weekly meetings Thursdays at 7:15,
Come on.
and then we have monthly meetings usually on the last Thursday of the month.
Yeah.
We try to have our big meetings, and we use a church that's there kind of adjacent to campus. They're nice enough to let us use their facility, and we have those meetings typically around 2:00. They're about an hour long.
Got to be a part of that last year. I
Yeah.
guess you were there then.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
We had Adam Lawrence, who's
I put
at
you-
Asbury now. Adam was my co-sponsor last year. This year, our co-sponsor is Skylar Ball, and then also we have Miss Galloway and Miss Schaefer help out a lot with FCA as well.
Nice. I put you to sleep that day, I think.
Oh
You
no,
know?
you were great. You were great. We love
Animated.
We love to have that. Was one of my goals last year and this year too is we try to get as many students to share as we can, and then we also try to get as many youth ministers and pastors from local churches to come in and contribute.
Yeah.
Mostly because I really we see FCA as a kind of a bridge.
Yeah.
Where we get a chance to speak to those students and speak life to those students and give them a chance for hope. But then also I want to bring in some of those local pastors and local youth ministers so that the students see what opportunities there are to attend church in the area.
Yeah.
We got a lot of kids in our schools that don't go to church anywhere, and
Yeah.
some of it's because they've never been invited or never been asked, or some of them
That's good.
don't really know what opportunities are right here locally. So that's one of the things we try to do is bring in a lot of different people so that the kids can hopefully find a church to get plugged into.
Yeah. And it's what, hey, Carter Duncan,
There he is.
legend.
What's going on?
He came and preached a fifth Sunday at my church back in the fall.
Carter's,
Oh yeah, that is true.
Carter's got a strong beard too.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. He's a good looking guy.
Man. Oh man, y'all just buttering me up today.
I do what I can. Briarwood and Red Sea Rising. It's
Man,
intimidating.
this guy right here, he showed me the way of donuts this past week.
You're welcome, and I really like Carter. Carter and I are becoming good friends, so
20 seconds.
We're getting in touch more. It's good.
yeah. Here we go.
Mhm.
We got about 15 seconds left.
15. This is your chance to sing, Andrew.
I'll take you up on that later, maybe.
The FCA Moment of the Week.
And we have with us our very own, a good friend of mine. We're becoming better friends. Carter, the man Duncan. He's got a strong beard. He's super cool. How you doing, man?
Well, doing well. How about y'all?
Man, I am good. How's Carter doing today?
Man, we're rolling. Doing well. Got to have a little bit of a hiking day yesterday. Get out in the woods some, which always refreshes me. And now hitting the ground running, getting a good week going. So it's gonna be. I'm feeling good today. Yeah.
Did you do that on purpose, or did somebody make you do that?
I did that on purpose.
Okay.
I'm one of these crazy people that likes to wander through the woods.
I like it. As long as you don't get lost, it's okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we thought we were lost at one point. We were a little bit off trail, trying to follow some very vague directions from someone who we've never met. So that might not have been the best idea, but we got to where we were going, so it ended up being all right.
But did you live? I guess isn't that?
Yes, that's the ultimate victory every time.
Yes.
If you make it out,
Yeah.
you did a good job.
Yeah. So, Carter, tell us what's going on in the wonderful world of Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Now, we just get wrapped up this weekend. We had an amazing coach and spouse retreat up in Huntsville. So we had coaches from all over, them and their wives, or the coaches bringing in their husbands too. Some of the female coaches we had, and it was an amazing weekend. They got to spend time together. They got to take a time out from their sports and their school and all the craziness of life, and really got to focus on each other and fall deeper and deeper in love. And that was our goal, is to give them an opportunity to focus on each other. Because coaches do so much for the students and for the schools that they're at, where they're pouring out constantly. A weekend where they can be recharged and refreshed was really good for a lot of them. And it was weird for me because I was the only guy in the room who wasn't married, and everyone else was in there talking about their marriages and like what they're doing. And so for me, it was like an internship where I was like, I got to see a little window of that right now. And
Carter, I
maybe
hope
lock
you
some
took
stuff away
notes.
for later. I did actually.
Good.
I had my notes up, and I was tracking along, trying to lock some stuff away.
Yeah.
But it was great. Oh yeah. And then,
So what you're telling me, and this is what I'm hearing, is that you were Cupid this weekend.
if Cupid ran the slideshow,
You heard that.
That's about
Cupid running the
about
slideshow.
how it went. Oh yeah. Yeah, I gotta get the worship right. It was good.
Yeah. So okay. So the marriage conference. What's next?
What's next? February 5th this is our next thing that I'm excited about. We have our FCA summer internship interest meeting. So
Nice.
high schoolers who want to intern with us, college students want to intern with us. February 5th, that's your day. That's when you got to be there. You got to get signed up and get all the information you need to make the summer amazing. We already have a really good team. We've been doing interviews trying to lock down our summer staff, and I'm pretty sure we've locked it down almost entirely, if not entirely. We know it's going to be a great summer, but February 5th is the day when high schoolers come together, and they get to be a big part of the summer. They get to go serve camps all over Northeast Alabama. They get poured into. They get to grow. They get to learn how to share the gospel wherever they go, and I'm jacked up about it. So it's a parent-student interest meeting. So parents, you got kids that want to come out, be part of FCA, sign them up, drag them, even if they don't want it right now.
I like that.
We
Drag
can
'em.
make them want it, If you can get them there, we can let them know what it's all about.
Carter, that was the most motivational speech I've ever heard. Drag your kids, make them come. I
Make 'em
like it. I like
Yes,
it.
hey, look, we'll take them any way we can get them. If they
We'll-
want to be there, or if they have to be there,
We'll
take
make them like it.
Carter. The gospel's true, no matter how the ears who are hearing it hear that.
There it is. Look at you, Carter. You're fantastic.
Oh yeah.
You have been a gift to this show in my life lately, and I appreciate that. Thank you for that humor. That was great.
Well, I do what I can.
So where can everybody find more about you? Where tell them that. Tell everybody where they can find
So
you on
that's
social media.
NorthAlabamaFCA.com or Instagram and Facebook, Northeast Alabama FCA. You can NEAL_FCA on Instagram, and then Facebook. Just look us up. We'll be at the top of the list there. Just really Google it and and then just follow your intuition is the best thing I can tell you.
Awesome. Well, Carter, it has been a joy to have you. So thank you so much for calling.
Hey, thank y'all so much for letting me call.
Talk to you later, Carter.
Yes, sir. Talk to y'all soon.
This show is powered in part by Charburger, home of the famous.
I should have had him give me his notes from this weekend so I could have had a better marriage.
Yeah.
You know? Would have been the right thing to do, Andrew.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but you don't need any help, right?
I need all I can get, guys.
There's no way to improve upon perfection.
Yeah, right. Whose marriage are you looking at? I'm the one that needs changing. Just for the record.
Well, at least you can admit it, right?
I think my boy Drew, you know Drew.
Oh, yeah.
He said Harry Carey. Thank you. Thank you, Drew. You're a blessing. And then Aaron Spears, Cherry Fontaine says Aaron Spears. And so I don't know what that means. I guess
I think that's
Kevin's.
Yeah, that's Kevin's mom.
Nice. Well, hey, I will say this for the family that is watching for Cason and Kevin. If you got any dirt stories,
yeah,
me and Andrew would love to play off of that.
Exactly. Mention them in the comments.
You just post them, and we'll talk about them.
That's right. We'll bring it up.
And I'll say this: if you got questions, you put them on there. We'll get some answers.
That's right.
We got you. It's gonna be a good day. Steven, I haven't even watched a funny video. We've been going 25 minutes, and I think you need to make me laugh.
I think I can hook you up with a video or two here. I got some Kev. I got some Rockstar. I got a bunch of good stuff. So let's start it off with this. So do you have any pets? Dogs, cats?
Yes.
Chinchillas, gerbils? What you got?
Did you say
We have,
chinchilla?
We have 20 cows, 2 horses,
wow.
2 pigs, recent additions.
Okay.
We have a dog and a cat.
Okay. I got you. You ever teach your dogs or your cats any tricks?
We try.
Okay. All right. Well,
How about your cows?
They have tricks of their own. You just have to learn them.
I think sometimes our pets get tired of us trying to teach them tricks, and it might turn into something like this.
No, and don't ask me again. I'm not shaking your hand. Didn't I say don't ask? Oh, did I tell you don't ask me again? Oh, I know you didn't just ask me again. I said don't ask me again.
Wow. It's been a while from him. I love Rockstar.
Oh,
He's
Rockstar's
my
awesome.
favorite. He's my favorite.
Yeah, what I love, though, is when he gets celebrities involved. And he did that recently.
Oh, did he?
He did. Yeah. You remember this guy? He used to be a part of the wrestling world. Something about he was always cooking something. And could you smell what he was cooking?
The Rock?
Do you remember this guy? Yeah, he's like one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood right now.
Oh, yeah, I like Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he was part of one of these videos, too. So let me cue that up for you. Play it. It's so good. Let's just say The Rock got a chew toy for his dog.
Nice.
And it was kind of an annoying gift. It is one of those things he kind of, regretted giving. So here you go.
Squeaky. I'm going to keep squeaking this thing till you let me go outside, Dwayne. Squeaky. Man, what multi-millionaire will buy a dog a $5 squeaky toy? Dwayne. That's who bought... Oh, I didn't even know you was right there. What's up?
Please.
Please what?
Please stop.
All right, I'll stop. I'm cool.
Thank you.
Okay, you welcome. Why you keep saying thank you? All right.
Thank you.
All right, I love you.
I love you too.
All right, I'll stop.
But please stop that.
I said I'll stop. You the one who bought this old cheap toy for Christmas.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, whatever. You don't intimidate me, Dwayne. I'm a dog. I got rights.
Dwayne.
If I want to squeak, I'll squeak this thing all day. Squeaky.
I don't know if it's the acoustics in that room or...
He's got a whole. Did you see that?
That
He's
was
got
so
a
loud.
whole. He's got a whole T-Rex skull in the corner of his.
Yeah. You don't want to know how much that thing costs either.
Oh, no.
Well, when you got crazy money and you
He's
run out of
legit.
things to buy.
It's the
He
real
can
deal.
afford
It's
it.
not a cast.
no, I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
doubt it.
Mhm. Yeah. Saw a story about that. It's
Did
been
you
a few
find out how
months
much
ago.
it costs?
Yeah.
Well, it's been a few months ago. I know
it was probably
well
a
over $100
T-Rex
grand.
that he hunted on a hunting trip.
Probably.
You know, I mean, he's got that kind of money.
Right.
Things that don't exist for the rest of us exist for him.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Drew, I got two more Drew comments. Two of my favorite guys on hair.
There's a lot of
Final Air
speculation
Force One.
that The Rock bought Stan. And Stan is the most expensive Tyrannosaurus Rex. And it shows a picture of The Rock in front of that head,
Yeah.
just like we just saw. I'll pop it over there and let you see it real quick.
There he is.
See it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
$31.8 million in October 2020 to an unknown buyer. They think that The Rock is the unknown buyer. $31.8 million.
How much does he make? Because I know you pulled that up the
Oh,
other day.
he is, right now, he's the second highest paid actor in Hollywood. The first is Tom Cruise with the whole, Maverick thing that just happened.
Right.
But yeah.
You know, I always wonder, especially with like fake wrestlers, I would not say that to his face, but how they would translate to acting.
Yeah.
Well,
And Dwayne has done it better than anybody.
Well,
like,
the
he's
best ones-
amazing.
the best ones have transitioned pretty well because, it's sports entertainment.
Yeah,
Right.
Acting is just
Yeah.
another form of entertainment.
that's
Exactly.
true. That's
and
true.
I think that's what made his wrestling character so likable was his ability to relate to people and really take on the persona. And that's exactly what actors do.
You're right.
I
And from what I
he's
understand,
fantastic.
The Rock hasn't had a single acting class. That's from what I've read, from what I've heard. He hasn't had an acting class. He kind of just fell into it and felt his way.
I would believe that because what would it be like to be The Rock's acting teacher?
Right.
Like how? Of course, I'm a teacher, so like,
If you
of
make
course,
him
that's where my
mad,
mind goes. But like, what would it be
terrifying.
like if you're standing up there in class and The Rock is your new student? You
Yeah.
know, like that. That's just not going to work.
Right.
You know, you're just going to give him an A and say, "Hey, man, do you?"
Right.
Please don't hurt me.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, since you are a teacher, I want to get your take on Chat GPT. I know everybody's talking about it. So
You have to explain it.
how
Yeah.
are you dealing with this AI robot that is going to do everybody's homework? How are you dealing with it?
So, let me give you a non-serious answer.
Okay.
I'm just glad when people will put forth the effort to go that far. I want them to do something. If our students are creative enough and smart enough to figure out how to use that and get it done,
Yeah.
then hey, they got it done.
Right.
No, but seriously, I think AI and the advanced technology that we're dealing with now, moving forward, is just going to be a part of what we do.
Yeah.
And if there's ways to take advantage of it to make education better, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll just have to figure out a way to challenge our students in other ways. But what I like to see is effort.
Yeah.
So I just want to see the students figure it out and
remember-
put forth the effort.
When I was a kid, of course, the teachers always said, you can't bring a calculator to math class. You're not going to have a calculator in everyday life, in the
They
real
lied.
world. And now everybody has one. And I remember Windows watches with the digital display and those
Yeah.
little buttons you could press. It had a calculator built in. It was awesome. Right? I remember that. And
I remember
finally,
those.
they said, okay, we need you to buy a calculator and bring it to school. And of course, they had to pick the most expensive one, that Texas Instruments scientific
Yes.
graphing calculator.
That's
Yes.
right.
Everybody
It had a really
spelled-
good racing game on it.
Everybody spelled things with it.
Oh yeah.
But I think this is going to turn into that. I think that I've been noticing a lot of teachers. Some school districts are completely nixing any kind of access to Chat GPT, and then you have some that are starting to embrace it. And some teachers saying, "Hey, we can get creative with this." I even saw one teacher who's using it to help her with her lesson plans. So it could make life a little easier for teachers.
That's what we've been having to do for years in education. Is
Yeah.
just kind of we have to learn technology and we have to learn to incorporate technology.
Yeah.
And help it make us or let it make us better.
Right.
And because it's just something you have to deal with.
Yep.
No way around it.
Well, we got 17 seconds until the clutch moment, so we'll be good to go coming up shortly.
Nice.
But yeah, thanks for your take on that, because I've been dying to ask a teacher what they think, because I've like I said, I've heard mixed reviews. So, all right, here we go. I'll put us on a brief hold.
I'm looking at thorns and roses.
The clutch moment.
Today is the beginning. Is we're starting the year off. We're a few weeks into January of 2023. And I want to talk to you about reflect, 3 words, throw away, and move forward. I don't know about you, when I look into a fire, Looking into fire for me is very much like looking into a mirror. And so when I look into a mirror or a fire, it's about the same. It makes me think internally about who I am, what I value, what I'm going through in the moment. And today, I want us all to reflect, throw away, and to move forward. So, what does that mean? Let's talk about that. First, I want to talk about reflecting. I think all of us need to reflect on our life. And 2 Corinthians 3:18 says, so all of us who have had the veil removed can see and reflect the glory of the Lord. And the Lord, who is the Spirit, makes us more and more like Him as we are changed into His glorious image. I've noticed this, Andrew. The closer I get to God, the more I become like God, right? Not
Amen.
that I'll be God, but I become more Christ-like. In other words, the closer I get to God, the more I think like He does, the more I do things like He does. So why is it so important that we consistently reflect on our lives? Why do you think we should?
Well, it's right there in the scripture, and I was kind of reading a little bit about this and putting it into context. But really, I think one of the most important parts of self-reflection is reflecting on ourselves through scripture, and reflecting on ourselves in light of Christ. I've heard it said that the Bible and God's holy word is really a mirror for the soul. And so if we reflect, not just looking at our lives and selfishly, how can I improve? What can I make better? But reflect through the lens of God's word.
Yeah.
And let it show us the places that we need to improve, and let it show us how to get stronger. Let it feed our soul, and so that our spirit grows within us. And then reflecting, just with the person of Christ.
Yeah.
And, like you said, how can I be more Christ-like?
Yeah.
In my everyday life, then that's where we really start to make progress in our life. And that's where self-reflection becomes a powerful tool, when we put it through that lens.
Yeah. Which takes us to the next step. Once we do reflect, it's throwing away, right? And Hebrews 12:1 says, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up. And let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. I look at it like this. You may have a world-class athlete, and they line up to race against me. But if I give them a 100-pound weight and I race against them, what's going to happen? What do you think? Do you think I got a chance?
You might have a chance at that point.
Right. Why? Because they're way down,
they're
right?
They're way down, yeah.
They're in that moment where it's so heavy, where it's so, and what they're carrying keeps them from outrunning me, right?
And then another thing, put a lot of obstacles in their way.
Right, right. So why do we need to remove certain things from our lives consistently?
Hebrews is a great book. We've actually been studying Hebrews on Wednesday nights at my church.
Yeah.
And, when you get to chapter 12, it's kind of putting it all together. And, we're surrounded by this great cloud of witnesses, all these, we're standing on the shoulders of giants. And I feel that way in my own life. I could not be the person that I am if it weren't for so many mentors and, family members. I've been blessed with so many good people and great Christian men and women in my life that have helped me become the person that I am today. And so we're surrounded and built up by all of that.
Yeah.
And so we've got to put aside everything that would hold us back. And so sin is part of that equation. We put aside that sin, but also all the other things that distract us in this world. And we put aside those things. Chapter 11 of Hebrews is all about faith.
Yeah.
That we put our faith completely in Christ. Just as, it's the hall of faith in chapter 11.
Love that scripture.
Great men in the Bible and women in the Bible who put their faith in Christ, and they were, solely seeking after Him. And then, verse 2 there, it goes on, it says, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith.
Yeah.
And so that's what we've got to do we cast aside all those things, whether it be the sin that holds us back, whether it be tradition that holds us back, whether it be our own fears of what it would cost us if we really sell out to the Lord, if we really go all in, and then we just run with our eyes fixed on Jesus.
Yeah.
Not looking at anything else, but really 100% fixed on Jesus. That's the only way.
It's good. That's good, which moves us to our last point, right? We're going to reflect, then we start to throw away the things that need to go, then we need to move forward, right? Philippians 3:13 through 14 says, "Now, dear brothers and sisters, I have not achieved it, but I focus on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize for which God, through Christ Jesus, is calling us." So last but not least, the last thing I want to say, why is it important that we focus more on our future than we do our past?
Well, there's nothing we can do to change our past.
Not a thing.
I think is one of the most important points there. But this is actually not this scripture in particular, but this same point was part of my sermon 2 weeks ago. You know, I got to preach on New Year's Day.
Nice.
We don't get to do that very often, but you know, it fell on Sunday, fell on New Year's Sunday morning. And so I preached a new person that morning out of 2 Corinthians chapter 5.
Yeah.
And that was one of my points is we've got to let the past be the past, for good or for bad.
Yeah.
You know, I've known as many people, or probably close to as many people, who are held back by the good in their past.
That'll preach.
Because, you know, a lot of people, we've done a lot of good things in our past, and we can kind of rest on that.
Yeah.
And say, well, you know, I don't need to do this anymore because I've done this. I've served my time. I've been a Sunday school teacher before. I've been a youth worker before. I've done this. I've done that. If God still has you here, then God still has a purpose for you.
That's right.
So you can't let that past hold you back from what God has for you in the present and in the future, good or bad. And then I've known people too that are held back by their past, you know, sin and held back by their past shame too.
That's true.
Because, you know, like, well, if they see me, they know what I've done.
Yeah.
They know who I was, you know, and you'll see that negativity start to come in. But you also see that as a great opportunity to be a testimony for God's transforming power in a person's life. When you first walk up there, when you first volunteer, when you first step out, they might question. Yeah. But when they really see the power of God in your life, they're going to know God has changed this person.
Good.
And that's a much more powerful testimony than anything else that we could give. And so we can't let our past hold us back, because there's nothing we can do to change it.
That's right.
The only thing that we can do is really move forward.
That's right.
And seeking after Christ.
That's right. That's good. Hey, we're going to pray for you and we're going to move forward, but we hope this year that you will constantly reflect, throw away, and move forward. God, we thank you for this moment. God, we thank you for this opportunity, God, that you give us to reflect on our lives, to throw away the things that hold us back, and to move forward into the future and the destiny that you have for us. Be with us as we go on through this week and through our year this year. God, help us to be people who move forward. In Jesus' name, amen. Just making sure we were okay.
Yep, we're good.
All right. We still here. We've got just probably 15 minutes, but I'm excited about this time. Steven, I don't know about you, but there is I've been on a weight loss journey on the last year.
Yeah.
But I still get feelings when I drive by certain places, right? That I get excited.
Oh, yeah.
And there's this one place, and I'm sorry, guy, and I haven't answered the call because it doesn't seem to be on when I need it to.
Yeah.
Have you ever driven by a Krispy Kreme donut store, and the hot light comes on, And the angels begin to sing, and it looks something like this right here.
When the hot light is on at Krispy Kreme.
Right?
That's great.
I mean, have y'all ever reacted like that?
Oh, yeah.
I remember going to University of Alabama one time for a gymnastics competition because that was my wife's thing. And the light was on, and I ate a whole, 8 of them. I'm like, they're melting in my mouth. This is life-changing.
I'll tell you, though, that's one of the good things about living in Douglas is I never pass a Krispy Kreme with the hot light on. That's just not a temptation.
It's not a struggle for you.
It's not a struggle in my life because I would have to drive a really long way to see a Krispy Kreme donut.
You're right. You're right.
Hey, let's talk about your farm here for a second, because you
All
got
right.
all these cows and horses, a dog and a cat. You got any chickens?
No.
No chickens?
And
No hens?
You need them the most.
Yeah,
right
I know.
now.
Right now, I'm regretting that statement.
Yeah.
I'm wishing that I had some right now.
Goodness.
Me too.
Have
I wonder-
you noticed these prices are just
gonna hit
unreal?
you up
They're
on the
unreal.
eggs.
I'm wondering if the cost of chickens at trade day are going to go up as a result of the cost of eggs.
You know, they're saying
Collinsville?
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're saying there's a
course.
lot of bird flu stuff is causing some of this,
And
this price increase. and all
There's
that.
some truth to that.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's crazy. All I know is I kind of keep in touch with people who have farms. They've got animals. I just got a notification last night. Seth, you'll be happy to hear this. From Knuckle Bump Farms. Remember Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the emu that identifies as an ostrich.
I love him, for the record.
He's doing well. He's doing well.
Good.
But there's another lady that I like to follow.
Oh,
and
yeah, her.
she had a little something to say about this whole egg deal.
Listen, I hate talking about money on here. It's just not a good look. But listen, I've always been able to afford things like eggs and toilet paper. In fact, back in my day, we were so well off, we used to throw both of them at people's houses. Not to brag.
Not to brag.
She does
I
have
love
a
that.
point.
Yeah, man. Uh-huh.
That reminds me of a time where
I never threw
somebody
eggs.
in this church thought that I rolled their house and was convinced that I rolled their house.
Uh-huh.
And I was at my house, and I did not, but they were convinced.
Did they retaliate?
No.
Oh, wow.
This was an adult
Okay.
in the church.
Well,
It
convinced.
doesn't usually matter. Adults can do it too.
Yeah, that's true.
They
It's
have
been a
more
long
resources.
time.
The
to make
egg
it happen.
thing's rough, though.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
I'll tell you, one of the best fundraisers that we had when I was
Throwing
in high
eggs?
school.
No.
No, but it's along the same line. We, when I was at First Baptist Aniana, we were trying to raise money to go on a big youth choir event, and it was going to be really expensive.
So you can sing.
We were going to Washington, D.C., just a little bit.
Okay.
But anyways, we actually went and bought 100 of those pink flamingos that people put in their yard.
No, you
Yes,
didn't.
Yes. And so
Nice.
the whole fundraising scheme was we go put them in a prominent church member's yard, and then they had to pay to have
get
them
'em
moved.
removed.
And so, but then when they made the donation, and I don't think we had like a required donation. It was just kind of however much they wanted to give. They got to pick whose yard they went to next.
Nice.
And so our youth group, all we did was go put the flamingos in someone's yard and then pick them up and take them to the next yard, which that was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Especially when we got to put them in my
There
Sunday
it
school
is.
teacher's yard, and it was a blast, and we made a lot of money off of that. The church really got into it. So there's you an idea if you ever need to raise
I'm
a lot of money.
actually in need of it right
Yeah,
now.
just go
I'm
buy
afeared
a,
for my life a little bit.
a
Though,
flock of flamingos. That's all you need.
You know what else you can do with a flock of flamingos? The yard flamingos. I saw this and I thought, oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
so grateful
as soon
for
as you
you and
said
your-
flamingos, I thought of this, and so let me just go ahead and play this for you. See, have you ever seen this video?
I have not.
You've never seen it. Okay.
This will be a
Cool.
live reaction.
The live reaction. Yep, first time ever. So let me get everything set up here so I can do it right.
I feel like this is what would happen if I tried that fundraiser.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Flamingo!
Yep. Then what am I gonna do? I'm in. Good night.
They can be repaired.
I'm gonna go to the.
He did that barefoot. Did you notice
Oh, yeah.
that?
I did. That had to hurt a little bit.
That hurt my feet just watching that.
I don't even know how to react to that.
Right?
Like that kind of looks fun.
There are no
if I'm
words.
honest.
Looks
If I'm
way too
honest.
fun.
it looks like it was actually enjoyable. That's actually a good idea. I tell you what I did in my last youth group. During Easter, we would do bunny tracks.
Okay.
Now, that was kind of the same thing. You sneaking up. I realized it was funny. It's the next day I wake up in the youth group. I thought we were done. They got my house. I don't know how they did it because I was with them. I know. Anyway.
The parents.
Yeah.
The parents.
Oh, it was good. I liked it. It was good. I didn't have any kids then, but it was nice.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of youth group things, you know, I had another one on here, Steven. I can't remember which one it was.
Oh, yeah, please, not the drummer one. I can't play
yes, it was.
That would kick us off Facebook.
Anyway, I will talk about it.
Yeah, we've
because have you ever seen the More Cowbell with Will Ferrell?
Oh yeah,
yeah. So the description reads, it said that one worship drummer who didn't get enough attention as a kid, and I was gonna play it just because.
Yeah.
We've all been youth pastors, and you all know that kid.
Yeah, we know that kid. We know that kid.
It looks like this.
Yeah, there. And, like, if I asked you, you could name that kid.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't, but we
probably
could.
Shouldn't, but you could. But, yeah, so there's that. And, anyway, that's hilarious.
A lot of churches now, they put the drummers in a cage where you can't see them anyways.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. It really is. And then they don't think about ventilation for the drummer either. So he's in there just sweating to death.
Just sweating.
You know?
Yeah.
Poor Steven.
Yeah, right?
Steven's the drummer.
Oh, Steven's the drummer.
But hey, I wish I was in a cage. I'm playing an electric set right now. And to be honest, I'd rather play an acoustic set.
I'd be on board.
I'd rather be in a cage with mics and everything. That'd be good.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Also, Steven, I saw this video. It's really cool. If you've ever been to college, I remember this professor, this psych professor I had. And I just found a subject that she liked. And the class loved me for this because she was a hard teacher until I got her off onto this subject that she was passionate about. And so I would start that, and the whole class was like, "You're the man. You're the man." And there was this really cool video that I found, Steven.
Mm-hmm. You did?
Of this college kid, and he also got the same reaction here.
He did.
Because the professor said if you make the shot, the whole class gets 100% on the quiz, and it goes like this.
And here it is, and it's up.
And it's in.
Wow.
So it hit the table. Here it goes one more time. Hit the table, which is nice.
Boom.
And so now you're a celebrity.
There it is.
And that's how you become a celebrity in college. And just like that.
I would make that deal with one of my classes, you know.
You should do that.
That sounds like a lot
of fun. I wonder if you got
fun.
some students listening right now going to take you up on that.
I wish they would.
I wish they would listen.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Ever.
Wow.
There's 10 of them. Also.
Man, bitter much? No, I'm playing.
Now, you're a dad.
Got to mess with them.
Do what?
You're a dad.
I am a dad.
Steven's a dad. Your kid. How old are your kids?
I have one son. He's 9.
9? Okay. Well, this video will minister to you. So, your kids need to practice, and you're really tired, right? And so, no matter what the sport, and my sister-in-law actually sent me this video. I thought it was great. Steve, it's the Dad is Genius one. And this dad just finds this brilliant way to practice t-ball with his son. Check this out.
Fishing pole and boom.
Hit and reel it back. That's brilliant.
That's what I'm talking about.
Why have I not done this in my life?
That's the laziest way to play with your kid.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. That's what they say. Like, if you want to figure out the easiest way to do something, you give the job to the laziest guy.
There you go.
Because he's going to figure out the easiest way to get it done.
I thought that was brilliant. And I really appreciated that. And then my last video, Steven. My last video. I like the guys who buy the T-Rex suits. Those are hilarious. And these guys...
Do you have one?
Yes, I got a video for you that's about to pop up. I think it has sound, too.
It does. I'm going to use it. It might kick us off, but maybe not.
That is hilarious. Look at this. That suit is so well used. Right there. And then right. Right?
Wow.
Right?
That's pretty awesome.
That is fantastic. And so, anyway, I just think we need a dinosaur suit to do all kinds of weird things.
Yeah. I've never worn one of those, but one of the scariest nights of my life was in a mascot suit.
Really? Tell us
Yes.
about that.
So when
Were you the Douglas Eagle?
I think I've worn it once, but when I was in high school at First Baptist Aniana in our youth group, we also did like children's church.
Yeah.
Not every Sunday, but it was twice a month or something like that. And we had these mascot suits that we would put on, and they were like big dogs. And I can't remember.
Oh, yeah,
They had names,
Yeah.
but they were just big dog suits
Yeah.
or whatever. Well, we got the idea, and some of the kids loved them, and then there was always like two that were just absolutely terrified of them. But it was worth it, you know. I mean, like the statistics worked out. Most of the kids loved them, and so it was worth it to kind of terrify the two kids. But anyways, one night we had the parade, and the idea was we were going to wear these mascot suits in the parade and walk with our children's church float.
Nice.
Well, I don't know if you've ever worn a mascot suit, but your field of vision is so small. It's like wearing a welding helmet. Your field of vision is so small.
We learned this last week with Wiley the Wildcat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I got separated from the children's church float. And because I'm giving people hugs and like, you know, that was kind of my job that night. I was, hugging people, shaking hands, and the kids were looking up to the dog and all that kind of stuff, and we were having fun. Well, then I get separated. Well, all of a sudden I start hearing gunshots. And that's when I was terrified. I was like, oh my goodness. Well, little did I know, but like 3 or 4 floats behind the children's church float were the Civil War reenactors.
Nice.
And they would like take 20 steps and then fire their muskets. And the first time they fired the muskets right beside my head, I said, oh no, somebody's after the dog. But yeah, it was kind of
somebody's after the dog.
Yeah, it was kind of scary.
They were about to put you out of your misery.
Yeah, that was going to be sad.
That's funny.
I never did catch back up to my float, and I was so like, when I did, I was like, y'all just gonna leave me? Y'all just abandon me?
Yeah, just leave me back there, guys. Thanks. Steven, I know you got a few more funny videos.
Oh, sure. Yeah, of course.
Hey, but before we do, can we pull those guys in? I think we got like 4 minutes. I think. I want to make them laugh first.
Yeah.
They need to. You're Cason and Kevin.
Cason and Kevin.
Cason. Aaron Spears. I still haven't figured that out.
Aaron is, that's Kevin's mom.
Kevin's mom. That sounds like a song.
It may have been a song.
What is it?
It's Stacy's mom.
Stacy's mom.
Yep.
Yeah. Here they are. We got people coming in the studio. What's up? How you guys doing? You all right?
Y'all made it.
They survived. All right, y'all put the headphones on. We're about to watch some funny videos. So, what's your name? Cason and Kevin. Cason and Kevin. Kevin, your mom's on here, we think.
I figured.
We think. Sherry Fontaine.
Yeah, she messaged me earlier, and she said she sent it out to the whole family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of like your own sports center right now.
That's right.
Probably.
You're popular.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, let's watch some funny stuff. Steven?
Sure. So you guys play baseball, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the let's see, what is it? It is the not Talladega. What's that little Pensacola? Pensacola Blue Wahoos. You ever heard of them before?
I haven't.
Huh?
I haven't.
You haven't
either.
Okay. All right. So you like going to like major league games, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you been to Trash Panda Field?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so minor leagues. Well, the Wahoos are kind of in that category, and just so happens every now and then they put up their facility as a Airbnb. What would you think about going into a place like this?
Yeah, we just got checked into the Airbnb. Have you ever stayed in a cooler place than this?
Our living room is the Pensacola
Wow.
Blue Wahoos home team locker room. How cool is that? Check out the bedroom for tonight. 2 king beds, a bunch of bunks. They're going to be filled up. We got a bunch of people coming. We've also got access to the batting cage tonight.
Wow.
That's not even the coolest part. Check out our backyard for the night. Thanks to Tom Pensacola Blue Wahoos, we're going to have a blast.
What would you
Is that
think about
for
it?
real?
What would you think about a trip like that, guys?
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's for real.
Yeah, for real.
Wow.
Yep, they've even got what's his name? Justin. Justin's face is on that big jumbotron out there in center field or right field.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a big TikToker, so I'm just kind of glad I got to see that because I'd never heard of anybody getting to stay the night at one of those places.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So their living room is the locker room.
There you go.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, and I was really impressed by, that locker room didn't look like it smelled bad at all.
Right. Follow-up question, what does it cost to stay there for a night?
Yeah, I'll
That's
have
a
to
good
do some
follow-up
research on
question.
that one.
I'm thinking thousands.
You think? They may have just given it to
At least,
Justin.
well, for him, he probably got it for free. But if it's a legit B&B, 1,000 a night.
I'm thinking so.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, and they said Pensacola too?
Yeah.
So that's a pretty desirable location. So
Alrighty.
they might be getting $2,000 a night.
2,000 a night.
$5,143 a night.
Woo! We were off.
Yep, 5,000.
See, that's our little Alabama brains. We're not thinking that anybody's going to have that kind of money.
Andrew, after this, me and you were driving up to Trash Panda Stadium to see if they'll let us
I bet you they
do
do.
a little commission. Do a little commission room. Say, hey guys, that is awesome.
Oh, it's right there on the water too.
That's the B&B. That's wow.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Right? All right, you guys ready for an athlete interview?
We are born ready. This that is phenomenal.
10 seconds, guys.
That's pretty cool.
Here we go.
Jesus in the morning, Jesus in the noontime, Jesus when the sun goes down.
The Varsity Athlete Interview.
We're so excited to have Cason Walls and Kevin Spears here from the Douglas Eagles. How are you two guys?
We're good. Pretty good.
Living the dream?
Yes,
How's
sir.
it going?
It's going good.
Have y'all started practice yet?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just the running or all of it?
Pretty much all of it.
All of it. So when's the season start?
First game is February 16th.
Oh, you are starting. You're getting going. So what is your favorite part of practice?
I had to say fielding.
Fielding?
Throwing.
Throwing? Fielding? So what position do you play?
Pitcher and shortstop. Shortstop.
Shortstop. Okay. So, sorry, that was me. And so in that, how long have y'all been playing baseball?
Ever since I was able to.
Yeah, pretty much. I had countless. I don't know.
You got to count?
I mean, I really don't know.
Okay. That's cool. So, you have been playing baseball for a long time. This is both your sophomore years.
Yes,
is
sir.
that correct? I thought I saw that there. And so, what's been your favorite year so far?
Probably last year.
I'd probably say freshman year.
Freshman year.
Yes, sir.
What was special about that?
I felt more free.
Yeah, got the feeling for it.
Got a feeling for it. More free. I like
Yes, sir.
that. Andrew?
Yeah, so my question is, what do you guys think about the new coach? We got a brand new coach at Douglas, Coach Redmond.
I
think
like
we're
Coach Redmond.
Yeah. We're going to have a successful year this year. I feel like it.
I have to agree. I was really impressed with him, especially back during homecoming week. He was kind of the new guy on campus, and he was right there in the middle of everything, dancing, having a good time, and really getting into the school spirit and everything. That really impressed me. So I'm looking forward to big things from baseball this year.
Yes, sir.
Us too.
My question was Andrew dancing?
I don't dance. I don't dance.
Come on, Andrew.
It's against the church covenant.
Okay. Yeah. Nice excuse. Anyway, what is it that you like the most about baseball? What's your favorite thing about playing baseball?
I think it's just like the bond with the teammates and stuff.
Okay.
Bonding with the teammates. Feels like family.
How does it feel like family?
We just all seem so close.
Have somebody
We're
to
like
count
brothers.
on.
Yeah.
Somebody. What kind of things do you do to create that family atmosphere?
Pretty much have each other's backs.
Yeah. So you got outside of practice, because I know you got a lot of practice. Outside of practice, what kinds of things do you do to bond as a team? What kind of things do you do to make your team different?
We usually hang out on the weekends. We'll go have some BP somewhere at 5 Star or anything like that.
Usually go try to eat somewhere and
Yeah.
have some BP or anything.
That's awesome. That's fun. Andrew?
Yeah, so I got different questions for each one of you. So I'm gonna ask Cason first. So your dad, Brian Walls, is the new fire chief down here in Gunnersville. What's that like, being the fire chief's son?
I mean,
local celebrity.
I
now.
hear it a lot now. It's like, your dad's the chief, your dad's the chief. Yeah, it's getting kind of normal now after I heard it so much, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then I got one for Kevin too. So Kevin is a big Notre Dame fan. I don't know if he put that on his paper, but he's a huge Notre Dame fan.
I'll see that.
And so my question is just why?
I'm with that. Why? When did that come?
I mean, just my family. My grandma was up there from there.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense now.
I've been trying to get him out of it, but
my wife's grandfather, the first year I met him, he was a huge Notre Dame fan, and this is right before Alabama played him in the national championship. And he said, "I tell you what, I bet you $1 that Notre Dame beats Alabama." All right.
That's something that I would say.
Alabama, well, you remember, ran over them, and I swear he sent me in the mail. He sent $1, but he had the score in the game put on the dollar. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, that's great. You got to frame that one.
Yeah, I thought that was neat.
I gotta give Kevin credit though. I mean, it's not easy being a Notre Dame fan.
It's really not.
in Alabama, and so I'm proud of him. Like he sticks with it. You gotta be a fan of your team, in the good times and the bad times, whatever, I can respect that.
So Kevin Cason, one thing I like to know about athletes is this. Before the game, you get a lot of nerves. You go through the emotions, the stuff. You just want to get on the field, to be honest. It'd be nice if you could just wake up and be there. But in high school, you generally don't have that option. You gotta go through the school day. So how do you deal with your emotions? How do you deal with the nerves before a game?
I usually just get in a quiet room, listen to some music, get my head straight.
Kind of your pregame strategy.
just try to relax.
Okay.
Don't get worried about everything. Just sit back and listen to some music.
So what kind of things are you listening to during that?
Usually some pump-up music.
Pump up.
That's basically really it.
Yeah.
You too?
Yes, sir.
Love that moment. So, at what point did the nerves seem to go away?
Probably about third inning.
Third inning?
Yeah.
So it's holding on tight for those first two?
Yes, sir.
Why do you think it holds that long?
I don't know. It's just so much adrenaline kicking in.
Yes, sir. Because you got to get that first at bat over with, first in the field, make the first throw.
And then you're good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
After you get the feel for it.
Woo! I survived. So speaking of which, I know you may not like to say this, but you have a game that's usually circled on your calendar, one that means a little bit more. It means it feels a little different. It fits a little different. What is that game for you, and why do you care so much? Like, if you could beat one team every year, what's that team?
I'd say Gunnersville or Boaz.
Yeah, Boaz, definitely.
How is that? Why is that so important to you?
It's just in all sports, it's competitive back and forth.
Big rivalry.
Big
rival.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all done that before?
Been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I wasn't insulted. I'm just asking. And so, what? Somebody, Aaron Spears, go Irish. Cool. You got fans.
Yes, sir.
Anyway.
That's right.
But anyway, so that game looks really good to you. Also, what is your what's your expectation for you this year, this team? What would be a win for you? A successful season in your mind? What does that look like?
Probably to break even, have a winning record, win county, get a better...
Have a winning season.
Okay. Andrew, I'm about to let you go, but before I do, tell me about a game that you had last year that you'll never forget. It may have been a win, it may have been a loss, but one that just really stood out to you.
Probably county tournament versus VAR.
Okay.
It was like the winning championship game. It was pouring down rain. Everybody's ready to leave, but it was like the main game. and we really needed to win.
How was that game?
It was pretty good.
Yeah. Back and forth? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. So what was that game for you?
I didn't play last year. So.
Okay. Andrew?
Well, my question is, you guys have got to high school kind of at just the right time. There's a revival, so to speak, of Douglas athletics right now, really across all sports on our campus. Our basketball team has always been pretty good, but we've had a couple of really good years. And this year included, Coach Ball's got them rolling. They're doing really good. Our football team winning seasons for 2 years in a row, first time in school history.
Wow.
And I know that you guys have both been a part of that. And so kind of what's it been like to be a part of that revival of Douglas athletics and to try to change the culture and the mindset of athletics on our campus?
Pretty special. You mean nobody can really say that they could do that.
Mm-hmm. Same, because that's once in a lifetime opportunity to go back-to-back seasons in football. That's never done before.
Absolutely, and I think it's it's a big deal if we can just keep that ball rolling, and because a lot of us in the community have said it for years is it's a mentality and a culture, and I've been so proud to watch you guys and your teammates to just take that head on and say, we're going to change that mentality. We're not little old Douglas. And this is, you may beat us, but we're not going to be an easy out on your schedule. You can't just count this one as a win at the beginning of the year and take it for granted. And you guys have been a big part of that, and I'm proud of you for it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so in saying that, a lot of why that's changed, I think you would say this, Andrew, something you would say is these coaches have helped change this culture. Coach Laws, big deal. Big deal in Douglas. I'm sure Redmond's going to be that. But when I say their names, so I'll say Coach Law's name. Tell me something that comes to your mind that you think of, and maybe a statement or something that
Leadership.
he says, leadership. What stands out about him? What makes him so special?
I mean, just the way he talks to us before games and practice and all that. Just makes us get in a mood.
Yeah, inspirational. How about Coach Redmond? Tell me about him.
We've only had probably say 5 practices with him. We're still getting to know him, but he seems pretty cool.
Yes, sir. He looks very interested in us as a baseball team, coming all the way from Huntsville.
Wow. That's exciting.
Yes, sir.
It's awesome. So hopefully y'all will improve. I tell you what, we're going to take a quick music break, and we're going to come back and we're going to get into some of the fun stuff of the show. So, but come on over to @Varsity Radio Show on Facebook Live. You can see these guys live.
Doing a good
So,
job.
Cason, how tall are you?
6'3".
Yeah, he's with me. Kevin, whenever I see somebody my height, I'm like, they're tall like me.
I'm like 5'8", 5'9".
Come on, Kevin. Come on. I wasn't hating on you, Kevin.
Hey, I get it. As usual.
Kevin's battling back from a little bit of an injury.
Yes, sir. Hip surgery.
Yeah, he had hip surgery back at the start of the school year.
From football?
It happened over time, really.
Okay.
I tore my labrum, and then I had some torn ligaments. And
that is a word you generally don't hear. Labrum. Wow. I like it. So if you're out there, Aaron, we're talking to you, or Sherry, whatever, family members out there, and you got some good stories to tell about these two, Cason and Kevin, or that you got good questions, post them right there. You notice I'm watching. I can read those. And so we want to react to that. We can ask it in the best way possible. But anyway, we're going to get into your fun stuff. So, hey, there it is.
Oh, yeah, that's it right there.
Steven, you're never a disappointment. Labral tear. Labrum. So in your shoulder?
I had it in my hip.
In your hip. Okay. Wow. Rotator cuff. Humorous.
So he missed the whole football season. Of course, he was always down there with the team and everything. But baseball is going to be his first action in a little while.
Yeah. Maybe you'll hit it out of the park.
I don't know about all that.
Y'all hit a few home runs?
Not yet.
Not yet. No. That's a long way.
Very.
Yeah. There it is.
Yep, that's it right there.
Hip labral tear. Whew. So how'd you know you messed up your hip? Just the way you'd walk, or
I would come home complaining about it
all the time?
I couldn't walk. Really had to practice and all that.
That's painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you play offensive linebacker and outside linebacker and strong safety?
Outside linebacker and running back.
Okay, running back. What's your favorite?
Probably running back.
Yeah. Get to carry the ball.
Yes, sir.
So
Make a play.
I'll tell you a funny story. So,
I like funny stories.
I got both of these guys in class, and they're great students, by the way. So, for the parents watching, these guys are great students. I love these guys.
They're not going to let you down.
But I knew that Kevin wasn't playing. I knew it. But I'm the guy on the mic at the football games and the basketball games.
Yeah.
And so I can't remember which game it was, but I can't really see what happens on the sideline because being up in the booth, that's just not part of my field of vision. I'm always looking out onto the field. Well, what I didn't realize was Jonathan Fontaine, who was on here with you back in the fall.
Yeah.
Fontaine tore his jersey. So he comes off the field, and they swap jerseys, and he puts on Kevin's jerseys. I think Kevin was number 21.
Yes, sir.
And so he puts on Kevin's jersey, and then he runs right back into the game. Well, I saw Fontaine come off, and I couldn't tell what was going on with him. And then I see number 21 come running onto the field. And even though, I know it's not right in my head, especially in hindsight, I kind of feel stupid about it. But, the very next play, they call a run for Fontaine, and he goes up the middle and scores a touchdown. And I see 21, and I call out touchdown Kevin Spears.
Come on!
So,
Kevin says, "I'll take it."
Yeah, it was.
I'll take that.
It was a highlight for Kevin.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Maybe not such a, but
that was me.
And Fontaine was standing in the end zone, and he's looking at me like this right here, But I didn't know, And then I got a text message, and they said, he swapped jerseys with Kevin. That's Fontaine. That made more sense, but
yeah.
Saw Fontaine crying through the helmet. Sad day.
He got his name called out for a touchdown plenty of times.
Plenty of time.
He had a great season.
Kevin Spears, you just scored one being on the sideline. That's very impressive.
Thank you.
Very proud of you.
Thank you.
That doesn't generally happen. So, Cason, that was epic. We all cheered for Kevin. Cheered Fontaine. I got some questions from your family. This is gonna be good. So,
hopefully, it's all Kevin.
Hey, Aaron and Sherry, please keep them coming. You can go as far back as when they were kids. So if you want, I've heard some funny things on this show.
Yeah,
I've heard some funny things. How long do we have, Stephen?
2 minutes and 8 seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for these till I get online. But anyway, yeah. We heard it was a Douglas player. I think it was a girl. One of the first years we were here, she talked about her pants catching on fire during softball.
Wow!
Everybody called her hot pants after that. They literally caught on fire. That's a legitimate excuse to call her that.
Was she just running that fast?
No, something in the dugout. I don't. You remember that, Steven?
What's in the softball dugout?
Her pants caught on fire. I wanted to ask her if she was lying in the moment, but that wasn't funny.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen that happen in the welding shop when I got kids in there welding. But I've never seen that in a softball dugout.
I'm like, what happened here? Anyway, that was funny. Somebody messed on themselves running. That was funny. Yeah, that's a Gunnersville runner.
Was it mid tackle or mid touchdown?
No, running racing, cross country.
Racing cross
country. They had to go to the bathroom at the end, and they messed themselves.
Wow.
And it was what it was. They wanted to win.
Well,
and I think they did.
Yeah. Whoever was catching up to him at that point probably slacked off a little bit.
Yeah, hey,
probably would.
As bad as I'd like to win, I don't anymore. Not at all. So, but anyway, yeah. So we hear those things. So
I ain't never heard of that one.
Yeah, nothing you were gonna say is gonna be like, oh wow, those were fun.
It'll just live on the radio and on Facebook forever. So,
forever.
Yeah.
18 seconds.
Here we go. Hey guys, we are back with Cason Walls and Kevin Spears, and I actually got some questions from their family, which I asked for, and they were awesome. And so Sherry Fontaine says, Kevin, tell them about playing 7-on-7 in -10 and chill last year.
Oh man, that was something. I'll never forget that.
Tell us about it.
It was cold. There was still ice on the field from that.
Ice on the field.
Ice, like ice balls.
Woo, where was this?
It was in Tennessee somewhere.
Man.
It was cold.
Were you playing receiver?
I was playing linebacker.
Oh. I was about to say, it'd be hard to catch a ball,
Yeah,
especially one coming in fast.
I couldn't catch it.
Whew. Did y'all win?
I don't really remember. I
That-
think we did one.
That would hurt. That would
It
hurt.
How does the tackle feel when it's that cold?
Well, we don't tackle in 7-on-7.
Oh, okay.
You just do
that's
two-hand
right,
tag.
That's right.
It hurt to tag them. So Aaron Spears ask him about the elevator at the Chattanooga baseball game.
I was there for that too.
Gosh. Well, me, Xander, and Brock were in the elevator. We just got there too. And Brock looks at me and says, "We're going to jump on 3." I said, "Okay." So he goes, 1, 2, 3. And I jump, and we get stuck in the elevator.
Wow. So how did you explain that?
Well, Coach wasn't too happy about it. But
His mom wasn't happy either.
Yeah, my mom.
See,
My
what
mom
had
got
happened was...
Yeah, basically. We had to call the fire and rescue team.
Yeah?
It was bad.
How long were you stuck in this elevator? Because that's like a lot of people's like paranoid.
Probably like an hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It was a long time.
What does one do in a stuck elevator for an hour and 10 minutes?
Well, we was all debating what we were going to do if it falls.
Oh, so y'all were real scared.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. You were in Cartersville, Georgia, by the way.
Georgia.
It was like someone dumped Sonic Ice in Cartersville, Georgia.
Yes.
So that's what the people said. So anyway, let's talk about embarrassing moments. Okay. Getting stuck in an elevator.
That's pretty embarrassing.
That's up there. But why stop there? So, Cason, you hadn't talked in a while. So, let's talk about one of the most embarrassing things that's happened to you in sports or on the field or the practice, on the bus. Tell us something we can laugh about.
I don't know. Most embarrassing, like just in basketball, going down wide open layup, just banging it off the backboard, just in front of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
hard to recover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Football, probably having a wide open touchdown and then falling or fumbling or doing something.
Yeah.
To mess it up.
Man,
the turf monster.
They exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been tempted to call it out on the mic, tripped up by the turf monster, but I always try
Nobody
to
would
back.
blame you if you did. Nobody. So, okay, my friend Kevin, talk to us
about
embarrassing moments, funny moments, and then your family has been so awesome, so we're going to ask another one after that. So.
I mean, I really don't know. Sometimes I'll trip because I'm pigeon-toed. So
Yeah?
I'll trip sometimes.
Yeah?
I'll be running the ball and I'll trip. I don't mean it, but...
Struggle's real. Turf
Yes.
Monster.
The turf monster,
Part
man.
2. Okay, how about this from Wesley Murphy? Ask him about Notre Dame and playing ball up there.
That was very interesting and very fun.
Explain
I would definitely
that.
be back.
Tell us about
It was
that.
just the atmosphere there. It was just crazy. Like I ain't never been up there. I've been to one Notre Dame game up there,
Yeah.
and I went to a camp this summer for it. I'm going back next year. It was just
At Notre Dame?
Yes, sir.
Football camp?
Yes, sir.
Was it fun?
Very. It was just the atmosphere there. Everyone was so nice.
Did you get to meet some of the coaches?
Marcus Freeman and one of the outside linebacker coaches.
Okay, awesome.
Was it a lot of fun though? Tell us about that experience.
Being out there, I had nobody to go to. I didn't know anybody there, but I still had a great time out there on the field.
You got your offer in the mail yet?
Not yet. I'm waiting for it though.
He's going to keep
It's
showing
coming.
up to those camps.
It's coming.
I will.
That's exciting. What would you like to do? Play at Notre Dame?
I would love that. Baseball or football.
There was always Rudy, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. If Rudy can do it, anyone can do it.
Rudy,
Yeah.
Rudy. Cason. So, I don't have any funny stories on you at this point. So
That's good. That's good.
Not yet. I'm waiting. They haven't tucked them in yet. But anyway,
I got a question for Cason.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Cason and the Walls family has kind of you've got several athletes in the family, and you're the youngest, right?
Yes, sir.
So what's that kind of like, being the baby brother, and everybody coming through before you, and you kind of got some expectations when the coach sees your name on the roster?
Yes, sir. It's always who's the better athlete in the family. We're always competing back and forth. Who's better at this? Who can do this? Who can throw this farther? It's always something.
Who's the best, Cason?
Oh, it's me.
Do you feel like the competition has made you better?
Probably.
Kind of the sibling rivalry.
There ain't no break at all from
Yeah.
having siblings.
Yeah, I feel like you have to be tough young with those siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So, two things. Sherry Fontaine, she's spilling the tea. I like that shit. All this. Kevin played ball with a big-time UNC commit also. He's next level and won't brag, but he's a ball hawk at DB.
Jordan Louis.
Huh?
Jordan.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah. And then Sherry and Cason is quite the quarterback. He won't admit it, though. So
We're going to need you this year.
He's a dual threat quarterback.
Really?
He runs the ball pretty well.
Yeah.
He's a strong runner.
Got that height and size.
Not as shifty as some, but definitely a strong runner.
Not as shifty as Eli.
Eli's really, that's the thing. He's tough to catch because he's real shifty. But Cason runs the ball really strong.
Aaron Spears asked Cason how the AB electric shock felt.
The what?
The AB electric shock.
Oh.
Abs.
That was rough. So
tell us about that. What does that mean?
So Kevin and his mom come over and they got this ab thing. It's supposed to give you abs in like a week or so. You put this thing on, press the button, there you go. It felt weird. They mashed the button. I was like, all right, that's good. And then it was rough.
Kind of like a TENS unit, really.
Yeah.
It what?
Kind of like a TENS unit.
Yeah.
Like it just I don't even know.
Does it hurt?
I mean, it didn't hurt. It just felt different and weird.
Yeah. So did you wake up with abs the next
No.
morning?
Not at all.
He made it one day. To be fair.
Yeah. It didn't work at all.
Didn't work at all. Do you use it?
I haven't used it lately.
Okay.
After that one night.
Have you used it for a week?
No.
No. A day.
A day.
So none of us can really tell whether it works or not.
We need to try it out.
Live on the show.
If you can live survive the whole show with it on, you're something special.
Next time you have Drew on here, just have him try it out.
Try it out.
That'd be a good one.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's funny. Anyway, okay guys, well I have really enjoyed having you on here. Let me ask you one more question, well two, and then we'll move forward. Who is your greatest inspiration in life? And why?
Probably my dad and my pastor.
Tell me about that.
My dad, because he's always been there for me and always somebody to count on and a big role model in my life.
That's awesome.
My pastor, because he's like somebody that inspires me a lot, and through everything he'll always be there.
So good.
I'd probably say my dad and my grandpa.
Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, my dad's been there since day one. He's like put up with me when I'm younger. He still puts up with me. My grandpa pretty much just taught me everything. My dad, I mean, I've heard or learned some mechanic stuff in the shop with him when he's working on cars and trucks and all that.
Yeah.
My grandpa taught me how to basically drive a boat and all that. But basically, yeah, everybody inspiration.
So good. And then the last thing, what are your, I know you're sophomores. I kind of see where you're going. What would you like if everything could go perfect the next 2 years? What do you want to happen? College aspirations. What's next for you guys?
To get my first offer for baseball and to get looked at by more colleges.
Yeah.
What he said. I'll probably go to more camps, get more offers, get my name out there, really.
Notre Dame.
Yes, sir.
I like it. I hope it happens for you.
Thank you.
Love it. You too. So, guys, we've enjoyed having you. Thank you so much for being a part of this show.
Thank you.
Go Douglas Eagles. And you guys are great.
Thank you.
So, Steven?
88.5 JFM is WJIA Guntersville. Streaming online at 885jfm.com.
Ask who doesn't do roller coasters and not a fan of heights.
That would be definitely me.
Me and you are very... I'm okay with the heights. I hate roller coasters.
I don't like heights.
I don't do roller coasters.
I don't either.
Wesley Murphy, Uncle Wes, question mark.
Oh, yeah, that's my uncle.
Yeah. Sherry says, both represented Douglas so well. Proud of y'all. Thank you, Sherry, for your comments.
Yeah, thank
so
you,
who
Sherry.
is Sherry?
She's Jonathan Fontaine's mom.
There we go. Okay. Well, I mean, she's spitting it out. I like that.
Yes.
So.
Big time Douglas supporter.
I love it. And so, I wish you would have told me that earlier, Kevin.
Jonathan's mom?
No, I'm talking to you about you and not liking roller coasters.
Oh, yeah, I don't like heights.
I feel like I'm the only person.
You ain't the only person.
Like, my wife's like, I love roller coasters. I'm sitting there like, I could go my whole life without ever getting on one.
There was that one kid in my youth group that we would go to Six Flags every year.
That was me.
And he would never get on a roller coaster.
That's me.
And so one of the funniest moments in my youth minister career,
hard judged right now, Andrew,
was and he's about your height too. It's kind of funny.
Whatever.
But anyway, I talked him into getting on the runaway mine cars.
I did that one
in Six Flags.
Yes.
And I told him, I'm like, this is not a real roller coaster, man. You're gonna be fine. I'm like, look at all these little kids. I totally just.
Why do y'all all go to the little kids?
Look,
they do it, don't they?
Yes, all the time.
He's 4 years old. Like, he's got off there. He's smiling. Like, you can do this. I got him on there with me, and he put his head down, and he didn't cry, but it was awful and I was laughing the whole time.
I bet you were.
It was great.
I bet you were.
It was great.
That's hurtful that y'all go straight to the little kids. I just want to say that for my man Kevin, who's not.
Yes.
Why you got to go there? My wife does that. So she's like, you see that little kid go on that roller coaster with me? And then later on, she's like, I'm glad you didn't get on that roller coaster. You never would have gotten on one again. I'm like, yeah.
I got to say, as I've gotten older and understand how hydraulics work, I'm more and more nervous to get on roller coasters nowadays than I used to be.
I don't need to know how they work. Anyway, Jennifer Brian Walls says, thank you for having them today. Appreciate your ministry in our community. Go Eagles. Awesome.
That's right.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jennifer. You're fantastic. In a few minutes, we're going to ask, hopefully your friends or somebody out there, we're going to ask some questions. We're going to give away a 5-person all-day pass to B&B video games. And so it's going to be fun. Have you ever been to B&B?
I don't think so.
By the Pizza Hut, Albertville.
I'm going to have to check it out.
That's an 80s.
I need to take my son.
You do. Your 9-year-old would love it.
He would love it.
My sons love it at 3 and 5.
Yeah.
Especially my 5-year-old. But
he's getting more and more into video games.
Yeah.
But his taste in video games and my taste in video games are not the same.
What is your taste?
Well, it's kind of, I don't get to play as much as I used to. You know, that's part of, being an adult.
Yes, I feel that hardcore.
And then, having 3 jobs too. But the last one I played that I really liked was Spider-Man on PS4. I really liked that one. That one was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I liked Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
And I played part of the new one, but I haven't finished it yet. But
what is your son like?
My son loves Farm Simulator.
I'm okay with that.
You would think, with me being an ag teacher, that I would like it too,
but you don't.
I can't stand it. I'm like, that's what you do. That's what I do. I don't want to come in here and play that. That's what I do.
I'm done.
It's like
I would like to say for our buddy Drew, who cuts our hair.
Yeah.
By the way, shameless plug. Handshake Barber.
Drew, Handshake Barbershop.
They actually play a haircutting game for fun.
Really?
He actually promoted that outside of the shop.
I can't get into that. I can't get into playing for fun something that I do for work. It's just I don't know.
They don't make a youth ministry game.
Yeah, they don't make any preaching games, do they?
No. What would you say right here to make somebody say amen? I don't know. How do you deal with the kid acting up in the back? I mean, throwing objects. What would you do? I don't know. So, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
right?
I don't know. Maybe we need to come up with a game.
We
like
need
that.
to do that.
Yeah.
Like
a youth ministry game.
How do you deal with this kid at camp when he saran wrapped the toilet? A youth ministry game would be like one of those where there's like literally thousands of ways to fail. Yes.
And there's really
just
like
one way to pass.
But there's like no way to win the game.
That's right.
You just have to like endure. That's what it could be called, like youth ministry endurance.
You can win the game if you play it a certain amount of hours.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I mean, you got to figure out how to charge things on the side. So we'll give it. You get to move 5 minutes forward past dealing with this parent. If you,
it's just you just have to buy your job back after.
Right? Yeah. Andrew, I think we have a new game.
Yeah, we got it. We got it. We'll start working on it this afternoon.
We'll sell it all the youth ministry things. Be fun. So
we got about 350 left before we come back.
Okay, well then, can you make us laugh?
Sure,
you're so
I was
good
just
at
about
it.
to do that.
You're
I was
such a blessing.
Trying to figure out which one to use. Mascots are always a lot of fun, right?
Yes,
Some teams actually they adopt like a pet, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I came across. I think this was. This was Kev. So Kev has this. You know how they do fives after the game? Everybody lines up and you slap each other's hands. You say good game, good game. Well, this is what goes on with Kev when he's.
Now that's what I'm talking about, guys. You went after, you gave it 110%. That's what we need down the stretch. Where's the catnip?
I like it.
Where's the catnip?
I like it. That was fantastic.
Yeah. Kev's always coming up with good stuff.
That was good. That cat, though, I hope he was declawed. That could have been a painful.
Have you ever watched a frog eat before?
I don't think so.
I don't.
Never watched it?
I don't
like
think
they'll
that
see
I
a
have.
bug and they'll just their tongue will come out just.
Yes.
You get them?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that kind of happened here. Kind of.
Look at what we have here. A little food on delivery. Don't mind if I dabble in the snack. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this.
Licorice, he said. Licorice.
That's accurate. Have any of y'all like licorice in here?
No.
No.
I don't think anyone really does.
Why did they even make it?
I don't know. That's a good
Steven,
question.
do you like licorice?
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
I mean, things that make you wonder why.
I'm going to take you back to your childhood real quick.
Okay.
Okay,
please.
so you're at school.
Yes.
Your mom has packed your lunch. We're talking about early, like elementary school.
Yes.
And you know how you do. You're always swapping with people. What do they have? Here, I'll trade you mine. You know, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens when mom doesn't pack your lunch? This.
Bro, why you mad at me? Because your mama ain't fix your lunch? She ain't fix you nothing like this? You ain't get nothing like that? Bro, I will give you some of this, but your mama should have fixed your lunch, bro.
So mean.
I feel mildly sad.
Yeah.
If that was a kid, I would have lost it crying.
Right.
But, since it's a monkey,
You know.
It's all right.
That's right.
I'm okay.
All right, last question.
Yeah.
You guys, how are grades? Grades good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I came
They
across.
got report cards today.
Oh, they did. Well, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Have you heard of this guy? He's like an astrophysicist, really
Yeah.
smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
This is what he had to say about
Andrew has.
being so smart. You'll probably know him when you see him.
There are people who get high grades. These are the people who pay attention in class and all their homeworks are handed in on time, and they might become valedictorian. And however, if you look at the biggest shakers and movers in society, in practically any field, none of them were valedictorians. The most, if you've read a lot of business, you know CEOs were never the top of their class, or entrepreneurs were never the top of their class. They were too distracted by other thoughts and ideas. And look at Richard Branson, who his headmaster said, you'll either be in prison or be a millionaire.
That's right.
And he ended up a billionaire.
That's right.
Because he was not following these educational rules about what would enable a teacher to judge that you will go far.
I felt this one in my soul simply because I tried my hardest to make top 10 in my class.
Yeah.
I was number 11.
Number Steven!
I know, right?
They made you look at it on the outside.
Oh, it's awful. It's terrible. Anyway, hey, let's do some freestyle. 8 seconds.
The Varsity Freestyle.
That lets you know it's your time to win a 5-person all-day pass to B&B video games, and we're so excited to get to talk to you on the phone. All you got to do is answer a question. Call in, answer a question. You'll get 2 more. You're going to make it through. We're like phone a friend, and we have the answer. So come on, give us a phone call. Here's question number 1. How many states are in the United States of America? How many states are in the United States of America? I believe in you. Give us a call.
Want to win? Call us now at 256-505-0885.
No, it's not a trick question.
Seen the street interviews where everybody gets it wrong?
Yes.
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 It's sad, isn't it?
Yes.
So
this is not that.
Okay, good.
This is not a trick question.
I'm really hoping that like the first caller gets it right. I mean, please. Please.
Fingers crossed. I should have said this is not a trick question.
Yeah.
How many stars are on the American flag?
You've got to really watch that, too. My little girl, she did this patriotic program, right? Arab Primary School.
Right.
They had this graphic up on the screen, and I counted those stars probably 20 times. There were not 50 stars on that flag.
What?
I know, right? It was like 53. I'm like, hold on.
Sabotage.
I know, like, some parts of Puerto Rico are incorporated, but they're not, they're not a star on them.
So you're saying there was more than 50?
Yeah, there was more than 50 stars on the flag. I'm like, what? What's that about,
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
The things they teach these days.
I know, right? You got to watch those graphics.
So I'll say if y'all want to win for your friend or your family, you can text one of them to call in. It really is that easy. Talking to you if you want to get your 9-year-old son to call in too, Andrew.
One of my friends just called me.
It's a beautiful
Are they calling
day.
you instead of calling the show?
Probably.
Wrong number.
Put them on speakerphone, maybe? Hold the microphone.
256-505-0885. I see 8 of you there. 256-505-0885. Give us a call. There's 9 of you there right now. 256-505-0885. I'm trying to give away something to a really cool place. So, give us a ring.
Kane's calling me.
It's calling you. Tell them to call the radio station.
That's right.
256.
Give me their number and I'll call them.
Yeah. They're definitely calling them.
205-363-4426.
Awesome.
Hold on. 205-363-4426.
Who's that? Brock tried to call me.
Hello, is anybody there?
Hello?
Hey!
What's going on?
Not much.
Nothing much? Feel like playing a game?
Yes, Brock.
What was that?
Yes.
Okay. You
Good.
guys know this guy, right?
Yes,
You want to say hi to him real quick?
Hey, Kanan.
What up, Kanan?
Can you hear him?
Caden?
No, I can't hear him.
Okay.
Kanan.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
36 seconds. We'll be live. Well, we'll be live. Hold on just 1 second. I'll bring you right up. Hold on.
All right, we have Caden on the phone. He's going to answer this question because he's brilliant. He's brilliant. This is not a trick question, Caden. How many states are in the United States of America?
50.
You got it! All right. Now, we just watched some
So
dog
glad he got that
videos.
right.
I know, thank
Yeah.
God. Okay, anyway. What is the most common training command taught to a dog? When you tell a dog to...
It.
Yes! You got it. Okay. It's a little harder, but I think you're a really smart guy. What does snakes smell with? What body part does snakes smell with? It is not their nose. Huh?
Tongue.
You got it, man. I didn't even have to help you. So I tell you what, if you'll stay on the line, Steven's going to tell you how you're going to get this 5-person all-day pass to B&B video games. Thanks for calling in, man.
You're welcome.
I taught him all that stuff.
Andrew Brock is a phenomenal teacher.
I'm so glad you said that.
He taught his kids how to, all 50 states, he taught the dog to sit, and that a snake smells with his tongue.
I think I would have got that one wrong.
Huh?
I would have said nose.
You would have said nose? That's why I said it's not the nose.
I think I would have been thinking really hard. Have I ever seen a snake's nose?
That's a good question.
I knew that one from watching way too many National Geographic shows when I was a kid. I was such a nerd for nature shows.
There it is. Okay, now we have visuals. That is terrifying.
Oh, goodness.
Why would you ever want a snake in your nose?
That's awful.
Why would you not?
Look at the one with the...
Clean out the sinuses kind
Is
of
it
thing.
real? Something's coming through his mouth.
That is the most terrifying thing.
Okay, we'll get off of that. We'll just
let's
take a look at the nose.
Oh, yeah, there is no nose.
Okay.
Probably the thing, other than roller coasters, I'm most afraid of.
You don't like snakes?
Not a fan. I mean, they don't scare me like they used to. When I was a kid, I was terrified.
I just found out what you're getting for your birthday.
It's spiders for me. Because see, usually you can
Spiders
see it,
don't
you can
really-
like see a snake coming, you know.
Yeah.
But then like a spider can be on
They're
you
sneaky.
and you don't even know it. Like that's
That feeling of getting caught in a spider web.
Yeah.
Walking through the woods.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
That's what gets me.
Like, what is that? Why?
Going hunting, trying to be real quiet, just picking through, and then you get hit in the face.
They're always right there at face level too.
Yeah.
And you know there was a spider right on the middle of it, so you know it's on your face. Yep.
You feel that?
It's the worst.
It is the worst.
Yep.
I don't like that. But I can't ever remember being bit by a spider either, so.
I was one time when I was younger. And it wasn't a real bad one, but it did like it hurt.
Look at you, Spider-Man.
Yeah, and and I didn't get any like powers or anything.
What is that?
Did you know that right now that there are millions of radioactive spiders still to this day all around Chernobyl?
No.
So like if you want to be Spider-Man, like we could go.
So you're telling me if one of those spiders bites me, am I gonna die?
You probably die.
Probably. But there's a chance.
Or am I gonna have superpowers?
There's a very, very small chance you could get some superpowers.
Incredibly small.
0.1.
Give me percentages.
I don't know.
We got Greg in 11 seconds.
Okay.
Greg in 11.
My brother said he would go with me.
Have fun.
Just to make sure I get to the hospital afterward.
Here we go.
Now, sports analyst Greg Glasscock.
Greg!
Hey.
You knew I had to wait. Gotta build anticipation. You're fantastic, man.
I think you are.
How are you, Greg?
Oh, doing great. On my way to Sneak State right now to see some of the tournament tonight. So, yeah, things are going good.
Nice. So you're in your sweet spot.
Yes.
Living your best life. So, Greg, tell us what went down last week. You told us you would shape things up for us.
Yeah, most teams finished area play last week. Of course, Douglas has wrapped up their area, so congratulations to them. I know you got some Eagles in the house today.
I do. They're excited to be here.
Go Eagles.
So they've got the number 1 seed for the boys, and over on the Cross area, I think the last time we spoke, I was on my way to the Gunnersville game, or either it was the next day. All these days, I get all crossed up on what's when. But they lost a tough one at home to Scottsboro, which Scottsboro in person is one of the best teams I've seen all year. So that kind of opened the door up a little bit now. So if Scottsboro wins out, then it would be a coin toss between Gunnersville and Scottsboro for the winner of that area, which I've never understood the coin toss. You would think to decide an area champion, there would be a better way to figure it out other than toss a coin, but whatever. So
we lose the coin
anyway,
toss every time.
Yeah, I talked to some folks that they always win it or they always lose it. So I don't know if it's a rigged coin or what the case is. But
it's a two-headed coin.
That might be what it is. Yeah, you don't stand a chance of winning. So I guess we'll see when it comes down to that. As far as county tournament goes, it got underway yesterday. As far as varsity goes, and matter of fact, Douglas's girls won yesterday. I wasn't there, but heard they had a big win yesterday. And last night, Gunnersville's girls won pretty big over Brindley Mountain, which that was expected. So Gunnersville and Douglas will face off against each other in the semifinals of girls.
Wow.
Meanwhile, as far as the guys go, Gunnersville's guys have their first game tonight against Asbury. And here in just a little bit, a game that I'm very interested in seeing, Arab and Albertville are playing, which I think that should be a good one.
Yeah.
And then last night, Douglas's boys also got a big win. They defeated Brindley Mountain, and then in a little bit of a surprise, I thought it'd be a close game. DAR beat Boaz.
Wow.
So Douglas and DAR will play Thursday in a semifinal for the boys. So, and then the finals for everything will be Saturday. They'll have finals all day, starting with the 9th grade and JV, and the nightcap will be the two varsity finals. So, full week of basketball over at Snead State.
Yeah. Staying busy.
Yeah, things are good. Hey, anytime basketball's going on, life is real good.
Then we go into the state tournament?
Well, then after, we figure out who's hosting area and all that fun stuff, you have the area tournaments. Then when the area finishes up, you will have the sub-regionals, which the area winner and the area runner-up are both involved with those. And then after that, then you go to the regionals and then the state tournament in Birmingham. So you have several different divisions. You start out with area, then you go to sub-regionals, and sub-regionals is where it starts a win or go home.
Yeah.
You got to win your sub-regional to advance to wherever your regional is. I know most of the teams in these parts go to Jacksonville State. And
yeah.
Of course, you got to win your regional to make the Final Four down in Birmingham. But the way the sub-regionals actually work, for those that aren't overly familiar with it, is you've got crossover areas, and you've got one area's winner playing the other area's runner-up and vice versa. So, like Gunnersville and Douglas, their areas cross each other. So, for instance, let's just say the winner of the Douglas area, Douglas wins it, their hosting area. So let's say they hang on and they win. Then they would host a sub-regional against the runner-up of Gunnersville's area. So let's say, for instance, Gunnersville and Scottsboro, just a hypothetical, play in the finals and Gunnersville wins. Then Gunnersville would play a sub-regional at home against Douglas's runner-up team, which I think will probably be Boaz, and then Scottsboro would go to Douglas. So you got runners-up, matched up against area winners, and then you got to win that to advance to JSU and then to the state.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Greg, I appreciate you. Man, that was
Sure
very
thing.
helpful
And,
because I had no idea.
Well, I hope. I hope it was more helpful than confusing. I might have actually been more confusing than I meant to be on that one. But,
No. Well,
but
Greg,
yeah, looking forward to it. When we get together next week, it'll be very close to area tournament time. I can give a recap on how the county tournament went, and we'll just kind of go from there.
that sounds great. Greg, thank you so much for keeping us informed and all that you do for our show.
Sure thing. I enjoy it, guys. Look forward to talking to you next week.
All right. Talk to you later, Greg.
All right. See ya.
All the fun. Are y'all having fun yet?
Yes, sir.
Y'all awake?
Yes, sir.
You didn't fall asleep over there.
No, it's been a lot of fun.
It's been good. I enjoy it. So Douglas has got a good chance to keep going.
They do. Yes, sir.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Basketball.
We're excited about that DAR matchup on
Yeah.
Thursday night.
Like you said, didn't see it coming.
They beat us pretty good at home earlier this year.
DAR.
Yeah, they had a great game shooting the ball. It was just everything was going in for them, and they played a great game, taking nothing away from them. And, you know, they press full court press the whole game, which is impressive. Just that they can do that.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of effort to do that for an entire game. And we were actually playing pretty good, it seemed like, in stretches. But then we look up and they beat us by 5 or 6 points in the first quarter, and then 6 or 8 points in the second quarter.
Man.
And you know, then you
Started
look up,
adding up.
you look up at the end of the game, and it's a pretty big spread. But we're excited to match up with them. It's not a great matchup. We play two different styles, so their style doesn't match up very well with our style. But I think, you know, our guys are going to come in there with a little bit of revenge on their mind.
Yeah.
And it's always fun in the county tournament getting to play. And, you know, all the county schools are rivals. We always hope that it's a good rivalry, you know, no bad blood necessarily.
Yeah.
But they definitely get to be heated rivalries sometime.
Yeah. And what's that for y'all, Boaz?
Probably.
Yes, sir. Boaz is always our big one. They're just, you know, right down the road, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It cracked me up the first year we did the varsity before we're about to do buzzer beater in a minute where we tell everybody about the social medias. But the first year we'd ask people about Boaz, that was everybody's rival. So when we got Boaz in here, I said, what is everybody's beef with you guys?
Yeah.
So it's,
well, you know, Douglas, we've been little old Douglas for a long time, it seems like, and but we really turned a corner, I feel like, in our schools. Our school report card came out this year.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were really strong on the academic side. I think we were third in the county.
Yeah.
Even if you include the city schools. And that was based off of 2 years ago score. We're actually looking forward to kind of bumping up on that a little bit more next year.
Yeah.
And, you know, our football program's been doing good. Our basketball program's strong. I think baseball's on the right track.
Yeah.
And so we've got our big
moving on up.
Big push of, you know, school culture and school pride right now.
That's exciting.
It's always been a great community, but you know, the school is the community at Douglas. You know, we were talking about earlier, kind of joking about there's not really much in Douglas as far as businesses and stuff like that.
That was a joke. Yeah.
But really that makes it, the school is the community. You know, that's where we all come together, is football Friday nights and in the gym for basketball games and out there on the baseball field. That is Douglas.
That's awesome.
And so it makes for a unique atmosphere.
Love it.
We got 52 seconds.
52 seconds. So what I'll do is I'll go, hey, this is where you find us when the show's over. You'll say Instagram at Varsity Radio Show. You'll say Facebook at Varsity Radio Show. You'll say Twitter. Steven will do TikTok, and I'll do podcasting and close it out.
32 seconds.
Y'all good?
Let me say the whole thing at Varsity Radio 885.
Yes.
Let me just say it right when he gets done.
Yes.
sacrifice shows that God was being fair when he held back and did not punish those who sinned in times past. You can find that Word of Life on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok page, as well as at the top of our website, 885jfm.com.
The Buzzer Beater.
That sound lets you know where you can find us when the show's over, because due to popular belief, we don't live in the studio. Only Steven. Steven lives here.
I do. I live here.
Anyway, but you can find us in the social media world. You can find us in Instagram.
Instagram at Varsity Radio Show.
Facebook at Varsity Radio Show.
Twitter at Varsity Radio 885.
TikTok at Varsity Radio Show.
And podcasts, we're everywhere. We're everywhere. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and Pocket Casts. We want to remind you about the wonderful burger of Char Burger. The Char Grilled Wildcat Burger, Philly Cheesesteak, Jumbo Crispy Onion Rings, and then B&B Video Game, the 80s style arcade in the back, video game retail store in the front. That's B&B Video Games. Hey, we cannot wait to have you back with us next week, 2:30 to 4:30, 88.5 JFM. We are going to have DAR Fish Team here. We're going to have a professional fisherman, Philip Dutra, Major League Fishing, will be co-hosting with me that day. It's going to be a great day, so plan on listening to us. We'll see you back next week. Same varsity time, same varsity place. See you there.